Hi there, and welcome to Naturally Recovering Autism. I am your host, Karen Thomas, and I want to thank you so much for being here and being a proactive parent and getting the resources that you need to let your child live their most fulfilling and independent life possible. When my own son was diagnosed with autism, I was told to drug him and try behavioral therapies, and there was nothing else that we could do for him but manage his symptoms the rest of his life. But I didn't want to do that. Fortunately, my background in craniosacral therapy of now 30 years let me know that the brain can and does heal, but I didn't know that much about autism. What I did know is that I didn't want to just mask the symptoms with dangerous drugs. I wanted to find the causes and work with them naturally. And fast forward, it took me a decade and a lot of time and effort, but today my son is no longer diagnosable with autism after being told it could not happen. So I'm here to share with you valuable resources to save you the time and some of the expense that I had to spend to figure it out, and to help you let your child lead to their best results possible. Every child's level of recovery is different, but we know that children who couldn't sleep through the night are sleeping now through the night and happily. Their immune systems are now strong where they were once sick all the time. Children who were nonverbal and their parents were told they could never speak are now speaking. Children who were getting D's and F's in school are getting A's and B's, and those that were so anxious all the time and couldn't sit still and were uncomfortable in their own bodies are now calm and happy and relaxed, and they're leading fulfilling and independent lives with friends. This is what we want for our kids. So I'm here to share the resources with you so that you can get the best results for your child, the best possible. And you can start that right now with my free download of the top 7 foods to eliminate beginning today, of the top foods that are the most inflammatory and toxic that are contributing to those physical and behavioral symptoms of autism that your child is having. They're making his life uncomfortable. So you can get that right now at naturallyrecoveringautism.com/7 foods. And feel free to share that with anybody you know who would be interested. And I will also link to it in today's show notes. There's, of course, a lot more than diet, but this is something you could start doing today that will begin to reduce those symptoms. And I'm happy to share everything I can with you. So right now, let's dive into today's episode. Hi there, welcome back again to Naturally Recovering Autism. Today I've got a topic from a new report that was done on a pesticide that is used in crops, especially oats, that is known to harm development, fetal growth, and reproductive health later in life. Moms Across America has a new investigation that has found disturbing levels of banned pesticide called chlormequat in some of the most popular children's cereals sold in the United States. Moms Across America is a nonprofit 501c3 organization that does various testing on pesticides, food labels, foods in our schools, and various things like that. And in their reports, they tell us what they find. And many of these report findings are very disturbing. This one is, they've told us that the administration is being asked to revise the recently leaked draft of MAHA Commission strategy report, which falls short in calling for increased policy enforcement to reduce exposure of harmful pesticides to our children and American families. The findings raise serious questions about food safety, particularly for children, and call into question the effectiveness of regulatory oversight by the Food and Drug Administration. Chlormequat, which has been linked to infertility, cancer, and developmental harm, was detected in 11 out of 14 cereal samples tested. The highest level, 134.16 parts per billion, was found in General Mills Honey Nut Cheerios. It is not permitted for use on food crops in the U.S., and it was illegal in any imported grains to contain detectable levels of it until 2018. So the key findings include a majority of children's cereals tested positive for chlormequat, a pesticide again banned for use on U.S. food crops. The chemical has been associated with infertility, cancer, Parkinson's disease, and organ damage. 2 samples also tested positive for diquat and paraquat, pesticides also banned abroad but still permitted in the United States. Regulatory loopholes and relaxed trade agreements are enabling the entry of food products containing banned substances into the U.S. food market. Chlormequat is known to disrupt fetal development, impair liver and kidney function, and increase the risk of reproductive harm and chronic disease. Despite these risks, the Environmental Protection Agency currently allows the importation of grains treated with chlormequat. In response, Moms Across America is urging immediate action from several stakeholders. So, to food manufacturers, implement batch testing of all ingredients and final products for pesticide residues before wholesale distribution. To the FDA, strengthen pesticide regulations and move toward banning the 86 chemicals prohibited in other countries but still allowed in U.S. agriculture. Mandate labeling of all ingredients and known contaminants. And to the Trump administration, restrict the import of products that contain pesticide residues banned in the U.S. and enforce pre-entry testing through the use of tariffs and regulatory oversight. To U.S. citizens, sign the organization's petition and choose certified organic foods when possible to reduce exposure to harmful chemicals. And for more information or to view the full test results, you can visit them at momsacrossamerica.com. Again, Moms Across America is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to educating and empowering mothers and communities with actions and solutions to create healthy environments for all families. And I'm going to give the show notes and where I can link to the data for this report that was given will be at naturallyrecoveringautism.com/228. And in these reports, we're learning more and more how obvious it is that our food and our environment is not really as healthy as we want it to be. And it's really up to us to be educated and knowledgeable about what we are purchasing. Read your food labels, all of them. Make sure you know what is in an ingredient. Make sure that you're buying organic whenever possible. And when you buy things for your home, like detergents, lotions, shampoo, soaps, anything that you purchase for your home, cleaning agents are a big one. Make sure they're non-toxic, because our kids with autism are even more sensitive than most people, and it's breaking down the immune system, the neurological system, and keeping our kids and ourselves ill. And when we have the ability to prevent it by education and knowledge. So I bring this to you hoping that it does help you to know more and to remember to always read your labels, buy non-toxic and buy organic. So again, the show notes will be held for you at naturallyrecoveringautism.com/228. I hope this has been helpful for you. I appreciate always what you're doing for yourself, your family, your child with autism, and helping everybody to live healthier lives.